Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Javelina Stadium, the home of the 34-time conference champion, 27-time Lone Star Conference champions with 23 national playoff appearances, and the 7-time NAIA national champions, your Javelinas. Tonight we welcome the parents, grands, aunts, uncles, in-laws, outlaws, everyone to this year's Pueblo Tires and Service Family Weekend. Tonight your Hogs play host to the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M. As always, we extend a warm, hot and steamy South Texas welcome to our friends from Canyon, and hope you've enjoyed your visit to South Texas. In honor of the United States Navy's 242nd birthday, direct your attention to midfield for the Whataburger coin toss. Naval Air Station Kingsville Commanding Officer Captain Eric Spitzer will conduct the ceremonial coin toss for tonight's ball game. Javelinas have won the toss and have deferred to the second half. Will be kicking, and the Hogs will be defending the north goal. First quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Green Jay Bar and Grill, 200 East Yoakum in Kingsville. Join the Hogs every Monday from 6 till 7 for the Javelina Coaches Show at the Green Jay. Back deep to receive for the Buffaloes, number 3, Keith Blank, and number 33, Garrett Warren Witherspoon. Teeing up the ball for the Hoggies, number 35, Julio De La Casa. The opening kickoff tonight is brought to you by Embroid Me, with locations at 230 East Kinger in Kingsville and at 3536 South Padre Island Drive, Suite 12 in Corpus Christi. Here we go. Let's play Javelina football. First and 10 Buffalo, number 25-yard line.
Kicking, please. 5-yard penalty. First down.
On the carry for Buffalo, number 34, Warren Witherspoon. And on the tackle for the Hogs, number 25, Brandon Jones. 1, second down and 9. One with us behind the carry for the Buffaloes. On the tackle for the Hogs, number 41, Tommy Chavez. And number 92, Carlos Cuellar. Third down, about 6. On the reception for the Buffaloes, number 87, Junior Palmer. Brought down by number 31, Trevor Moses. Also on the tackle, number 29, Peyton Tilley. First down, Buffaloes. That's intended for number 87, Junior Pomack. Ball complete, brings up second and 10. On the reception for the Buffaloes, number 2, Kalen Nassif, brought down by number 31, Trevor Moses. Gain of 1 brings up third and 9. On the sack for the Hogs, number 31, Trevor Moses, the number 95, Brandon Jones. That's another $800 donated by the Javelina Sack Club. Back to receive the punt for the Hogs, number 12, Sean Landis. Number 49, John Cummings, teeing up the ball, or right back to punt rather for the Buffaloes. Landis retreating back to the 1-yard line. First and 10, Javelinas. Number 11, Kate Dial at quarterback for the Huggies. Carr on the carry. No gain on the play. Brings up second down. Pass complete to number 5, Kyle Plum. Set number 6, Jordan Thomas. First down, Javelinas. Jeff Carr on the carry. Pushed out of bounds for 28, Chaz Sladinsky. That's complete to number 83, Troy Thomas. Brought down by number 18, Josiah Pennington. First down, Javelinas. Jeff Carr on the carry, picks up about 4 yards. Brought down by number 24, Devon Thomas. And number 51, Trevor Mickelbrust. Number 2, Mick Tildren on the carry for the Hoggies. Mickelbrust on attack. He's up third in the long one. Pass intended for number 6, Jordan Thomas, knocked away by numbers 18, Josiah Pennington. Fourth down. Into punt for the Hoggies, number 80, Jacob Armstrong. That's taken by number 2, Kevin Nelson. Brought down by number 23, Justin Guillory. Take that number 43, Kyle Williams. On the carry, number 33, Warren Witherspoon. Number 1, Scott O'Donnell on the carry. Now in at quarterback. Right now by number 29, Peyton Tilley. Pass batted down by number 41, Tommy Chavez. It's a 4th down and 5 for the Buffaloes. Back to receive the punt for the Hogs, number 12, Juan Lendez. Back to punt, number 49, John Cummings. Off the right side of the covering, good out of bounds. 1st and 10 Javelinas on the Buffaloes' 40-yard line. Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the half of tonight's guest in the Amish furniture at the Outlets VIP seating sections. The Lost Patrol veterans. Gentlemen, please rise and take a round of applause. Thank you for your service. Amish Furniture located in the Robstown Outlets. Thanks again to Amish Furniture for being an official sponsor of the VIP seating section. And every time the Hogs score, you get one step closer to a hot press made-to-order Whataburger. If the Javelinas score 3 touchdowns, fans receive a special coupon offer when exiting the east and west main gates of Javelina Stadium after the game from your friends at Whataburger. Cheer on your Hogs, watch the W's pile up. The Javelinas and Whataburger are winning combination. Pass complete to number 6, Jordan Thomas. On the coverage for the Buffalo, number 24, Kevin Thomas. Thomas on the end around, tripped up by number 28, Chaz Patitsky. The Javelinas have just entered the Macarena Science.com red zone. Nick Cohen on the carry for the Huggies. Ridden down by number 50, Eric Collins. Swing pass, number 2, Nick Cohen. Brought down by number 48, Justin Breedlane. Good enough for another Javelina first down. Jordan Thomas on the carry, tripped tackle open to a tackle. Number 51, Trevor Nickelbus. Second down and 4 for the Hawkins from the 7. Delrin up the middle, in about a yard, 52. In on the tackle, number 54, Garrett Johnson. Third down and 2. Intercepted in the end zone by number 23, Tony Davis. Flag on the play. That dirty flag sponsored by ABC Dry Cleaning and Laundry. Winning his ball, 1st and 10, 1st and goal on the 2. Delrin on the dive play. Brings up second goal. Delrin on the carry. Down to about the 1-foot line. Brings up 3rd and goal. carrying that at the line. Number 51, serving Nickelbus on the tackle. Brings up 4th down. That's another hometown touchdown brought to you by your friends at Coldwell Banker Homestead Properties. We're going to have the intercept point after. This point after attempt sponsored by Phil Neeson Automotive Group. And good. 0-5 remaining in the first quarter. Javelina 7, Buffalo 0. Fans, please direct your attention to the north end of the zone for the Christmas Spot Hospital Playbird VIP of the game. Tonight's VIPs are our sponsor, Pueblo Tires and Service. Representing Pueblo Tires and Service, Johnny Pettis, the Kingsville store manager, the controller, Antonio Morales, and operations manager, Ben Valdez. And just remember, during the first media timeout of the second quarter, 3 lucky fans will get a chance to dance in the Whataburger Dance Free Dinner Contest North End Zone. Show your hungry spirit. Maybe you're going to get a chance to win a $20 Whataburger gift card. And the Whataburger Dance for your dinner contest. Accuracy, number 3, Keith Blank, number 25, Lloyd Turner. On the return, number 3, Keith Blank, brought down by number 43, Kyle Williams. First down, Buffalo. Hey, there's Porky's back. Ladies and gentlemen, with that last Javelina touchdown, the First Community Bank golf cart launch is going to be going around the track. Wearing First Community Bank t-shirts and Porky's Pack t-shirts. Thanks a lot. First Community Bank. Hustling, scrambling for the Buffaloes. Picks up first down yardage. In on the tackle for the Huggies, number 39, Lamar Davis. And that's the end of the first quarter with the score, Javelina 7, Buffalo 0. Fans, please direct your attention to the north end zone and the Have-A-Vision. As student activities would like to introduce to you our Family of the Year Award recipient. I'd like to introduce to you Avery Havlinka. Avery is a senior who joined the Javelina Nation as a freshman in the fall of 2014. She and her family call East Bernard, Texas home. East Bernard's about 60 miles south of Houston, about 3 hours north of Kingsville. Roughly about 1/10 the size of Kingsville. Her parents, Jim Stacy, and her sister Bailey, are all as well as her extended family, have made countless trips to Kingsville over the years to support her. Avery credits her family for every success. The shuffle pass falls incomplete. Brings up third down and 8.
Buffaloes do have a capable field goal kicker in Alex Schrag, 6 of 11 this season, a long of 42, so they're in his range. But their priority is trying to convert this 3rd and 8 right now. One receiver to each side, Peyton Gonzalez to the left. Wide right is Kalen Nosef, 2 tight ends to the right, shotgun formation for Hodeling. 3 down lineman for the Hogs, Hodeling to throw, looking right, under pressure, now rolling right, might have some room to run, throwing into the end zone, has the man wide open, incomplete. The pass was just short of Nosef, who was completely alone, 2 yards deep on the right side of the end zone. But Hodeling's pass short-hopped him, and it's 4th down. And those are the perils of playing a redshirt freshman quarterback, which is what Justin Hodeling is. They're going to make mistakes like that, and Darren Wilkinson starting a redshirt freshman too. He can tell you. 37-yard field goal for Schrag. Ball on the left hash. Good snap, good spot. Kick drifting towards the uprights, and it is good. Now there's a flag at the 27. Curious to see what this call is. A lot of times you'll see leverage called on these field goals if one player is trying to block the kick on top of another player. And now they're going to talk to the West Texas coach. And the indication is that it will not be penalty will not result in a 1st down. And it looks like he's saying assess it on the kickoff. And it is running into the kicker on Justin Guillory. With the kick good, and they turn down the penalty. 13:53 to go in quarter number 2. The score is Kingsville 7, West Texas 3 here at Javelina Stadium. My name is Mark and Sarah. Thank you for tuning in on this Saturday evening, a beautiful Saturday evening for football here in Kingsville, Texas. Hogs trying to snap a 3-game skid, and they're up by 4 with just 1 minute and 7 seconds gone in the 2nd quarter. Hogs got on the board first. They drove 40 yards in 10 plays, and on 4th down and goal from the 1, Cade Dial hit Staley Red in the back of the end zone for a score. And the Buffaloes responded with a drive that just finished with a 37-yard Alex Schrag field goal.
Back receive for the Huskies.
Either Keith Whiteley or Jeff Carr. Carr has been the main return man for this special teams unit, which is coached by Ronnie Palmer. Both return men standing at their own 2. Schrag gives the signal and kicks off. Carr backs up into his end zone and lets it go for a touchback. Dial and this offense will try and put points on the board for the second straight possession. He is 5 of 6 for 45 yards and a touchdown so far tonight. And Jordan Thomas actually leading this team in rushing and receiving. 2 catches, 27 yards, 2 rushes for 14 yards. Safe to say he's been a big part of the game plan so far. Full house backfield. Thomas and Reynolds on either side of Dial, and now Thomas goes in motion off the right side. Carr, the deep man, who takes the handoff, running right, off tackle to the 25, to the 30, cuts ahead of to the 32, brought down there, gain of 7, tackled by Lance Hyder. 2nd down and 3. Jeff Carr, Nick Pellerin, Marcus Younger make up a 3-headed rushing attack for Coach Wilkinson's offense, and each one averages better than 4 yards a carry. Pistol formation, 2 receivers left. Carr deep behind, down now Torrey Thomas in motion from right to left. Dial hands up to Carr, straight up the middle, is met at the line of scrimmage and dropped. And right there was the middle linebacker Carter James, who wasted no time making the tackle. 3rd down and 3. Javelinas quickly out of the huddle and to the line. 3 receivers left, 1 man right. That's Jordan Thomas to the right. Shotgun formation. Quick pass right for Thomas. Has it at the 36. Tackled there, but it is good enough for a 1st down. Kayvon Thomas with the takedown, but it was too late as Thomas just ran a yard past the sticks, stopped, and the ball was already on its way from K. Dial. Good throw and catch, and a fresh set of downs. 7-3 Hogs, 12:38 to go and counting in quarter number 2. Pistol formation, 3 receivers left. Dial, play fake, now a broken play as he runs to his left, gets across the 40, is pushed forward by Armando Castillo and has a 1st down to the 46. Dial just ran left. Him and Carr were confused as to who was to take the ball in the backfield. And Dial just ran left, spun off a tackle right into the arms of Castillo, who just shoved him forward to 1st down yards, a gain of 11. Shotgun, 3 receivers. Carr in motion from right to left, takes the jet sweep handoff left side, across midfield, cuts to the right to the 45, and is brought down at the 43. That's a gain of 9. It'll be 2nd down and short. And this is something we haven't seen a lot of this season, which is this Javelina offense moving with some rhythm.
2nd and 1.
Shotgun, 4 receivers. Carr next to Dial. Ball on the left hash. Handoff, Carr up the middle. Has a 1st down. Or actually, he's going to be brought down at the line of scrimmage. My mistake for no gain. 3rd down and 1. 11:18 to play in the 2nd quarter. Javelina's ahead 7-3. Third down and 1 for K. Dial and this offense. 3 tight ends. Deep man is Jeff Carr. Handoff, running right. He's got a 1st down this time, and he's pushed ahead to the 40-yard line. And the chains will move once again. Carr tackled by Eric Collins. And the Javelinas have already topped 60 rushing yards. And Carr goes out. He has 8 totes for 30 yards. And Nick Pellerin is in. 3 tight ends to the right. Jordan Thomas wide left. Pellerin the deep man. Now the 3 tight ends shift to the left side. Silly Redden, Torrey Thomas, and Kyle Reynolds. Pitch left for Pellerin. Ahead to the 40. Cuts left to the 36. A flag goes down. Thrown by the referee. And that is usually in the area of holding. And sure enough, that will be the call.
On the tackle, number 23. Davis.
Hold. Off offense. I'm ready for 3. 10 yards.
And they get Torrey Thomas on that one. That'll make it 1st and 20 and put the ball at midfield with 10:25 to play in the first half. Hogs remain the most penalized team in the Lone Star Conference. And this has been a bugaboo for them all season. They actually marked the hole 2 yards downfield, so it's 1st and 18. Pistol formation for Dial, back to throw. Deep over the middle for Dilworth. Caught at the 30, brought down there, and that will be a 1st down. Aaron Dilworth for 18 on 1st and 18.
Aaron Dilworth.
Dilworth, who had 5 catches for 75 yards and a score last week, picking up right where he left off with 18 yards on his first grab. Pistol formation, 2 receivers to the right, Dilworth and Brown. 1 tight end on each side. Carr is the deep man. Play fake to Carr, rolling right is Dial, looking deep, still rolling. Gonna try and run with it across the 30. And sidesteps out of bounds at the 26-yard line, a 4-yard run. Dial, not normally a running quarterback, but he has looked pretty mobile tonight. He had negative 51 yards on 16 carries. Now, it should be mentioned that sacks in college football are counted against the quarterback as rushing yards. But not a lot of long runs out of K. Dial so far this season. Now, Wildcat formation again with Jeff Carr. In the backfield, to his left is Torrey Thomas. Now Jordan Thomas comes in motion, and flags fly. This will be a false start, as half the Javelina offensive line started to move, and the other half didn't, and the ball hadn't arrived in Carr's hands yet. They get Stuart Sanchez for the false start. And that makes it 2nd and 11. 9:13 to play. We are in the 2nd quarter. Javelina 7, Buffaloes 3 at Javelina Stadium. Thank you for tuning in to Texas A&M Kingsville football. Pistol formation again. 2 receivers left. Nico Brown is the slot guy with Jordan Thomas wide left. 2 tight ends. Dial, play fake. Quick pass left for Stelly Redden. Caught the 23, ahead to the 22, before he's driven back by a bunch of maroon and white jerseys. Should be a gain of 9. And now it's 3rd down and 2. Hogs to the line quickly. 4 receivers, 3 to the right. Single back, that's Carr with Dial. Handoff Carr, cuts to his left, has a 1st down across the 20 to the 19. 3-yard gain, but good enough for a fresh set of downs. And the Hogs have moved the ball 57 yards on this possession. We have an injury timeout, as there's a player down on the far side of the field. It is one of the Buffaloes. I believe it is Dalen Young, which would be a huge loss for this team. Young is tied for the conference lead with 5 sacks and also leads Miles Kochevar's defense with 7 tackles for loss and 35 tackles overall. Losing Dalen Young would be a big blow to this unit, as he's being examined on the far side by West Texas's medical staff. 8:19 to play. We are in the 2nd quarter here at Javelina Stadium. 7-3 this lead in favor of Tamook. The Hogs moved to the game's first touchdown. Late in the 1st quarter, they covered 40 yards on 10 plays, and Cade Dial hit Staley Redden for a touchdown on 4th and goal from the 1. Dial's 8th touchdown toss, Redden's 2nd touchdown catch, as Dalen Young is walking up the field. A little help from the trainers, but mostly it appears under his own power. This will be a very tough loss for Kochevar's defense to overcome. Young's been their best player all season. Not their best player on defense, their best player overall. 1st and 10, Javelina's at the West Texas 18. Three receivers, Jordan Thomas, wide right with Kyle Plum on the slot. Wide left is Nico Brown. Shotgun formation with Jeff Carr to the right of Cade Dial. Dial hands off to Carr, up the middle, hit in the backfield and brought down at the 20. That'll be about a 2-yard loss.
Jeff Carr on the carry.
As Carr was met immediately by Lance Hyder and Solomon Purdue, and Hyder came in unblocked and made the hit. Second and 12.
From the 20, inside.
Three tight ends to the left for the Hogs. One receiver wide right, that's Nico Brown. Jeff Carr is the single back. Dial under center. Play fake, looking left. Into the flat for Posada, ahead to the 15. Shoved out of bounds at the 14-yard line. 6-yard gain, and it's 3rd down and 5. Hogs have done a good job tonight making these 3rd down plays manageable.
Brought down by number 23, Helmy Davis.
This will be the 15th play of this drive, 3rd and 5 from the 14. Shotgun, 2 receivers, pistol formation. Dial to throw. Looking left. Quick pass left for Thomas. Has it at the 6. Is brought down there. But that'll be a 1st down and a gain of 8. And Wilkinson's done a really good job of giving Dial plays like that, where it's just a 3-step drop and a throw. And the routes have been open. Dial's been taking advantage. 1st and goal from the 7. Hogs trying to close out what would be a 75-yard drive with their 2nd touchdown of the night. Pistol formation. Dial play fake to Carr. Quick pass right flat for Thomas. Turns upfield. Will walk into the end zone. Touchdown, Javelinas. The Kingsville offense covers 75 yards in 16 plays. And they score their 2nd touchdown of the night with 6:37 to play. Julio De La Garza for the PAT. Low snap, good spot, kick up, and it is good. 6:37 to play in the 1st half. The score, the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas 14, the West Texas A&M Buffaloes 3. And this is the biggest lead the Hogs have held since that Simon Fraser game, which is almost a month ago. And the Hogs have really utilized a West Coast style of offense tonight. A lot of short passes, a lot of quick reads, and quick throws by Cade Dial. And the receivers have been open. And he's done a good job of making throws that have been on target, where only his receivers can make catches. And it's resulted in back-to-back clean drives. Dial 11 of 12 for 98 yards and those 2 touchdowns. And Jordan Thomas with 4 catches for 39 yards. That short passing game has worked to a T. Blank and Turner standing at their own goal line for De La Garza's kick. Ball on the far hash will be kicked from left to right. And there's a left-footed boot taken by Turner at the 2. Up the middle of the 5 to the 10, cuts to his left to the 15. Across the 20, has to move to the 25-30. Left sideline to the 40. De La Garza wrestles him down to the 43. A 42-yard return. The kicker makes the stop. Good field position for Hoveling and the West Texas offense. And kudos to De La Garza, who goes back and gets his tee for sticking his nose in there and making the stop. Buffaloes drove to a field goal on their last possession. 6:28 to go in the 1st half. 3 receivers for Hoveling. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. single back next to him, that's Brandon Blair. Two down linemen for the Javelinas showing blitz. Here they come. Holland to throw under pressure. Pass on the right side. Has a man Johnson with the 25. Stumbles ahead to the 18. Tackled there by Devontae Williams. And that is immediately a gain of 40. Or make that 40 exactly to the 19. First and 10 there. And that ties the longest completion of the year for Hodling. 4 receivers now for the redshirt freshman quarterback. 1 man in the backfield, Hodling in the shotgun. Play clock running down. It's at 1. There's the snap. Play fake. Holland to throw. Pressure coming again. Deep ball end zone to the right side. It is incomplete. And Markel Stewart-Gillespie almost with a spectacular one-handed catch, but could not stay in bounds. Gerard Sanders was there on the coverage. Second down and 10. Blue and gold defense trying to hold West Texas to a field goal attempt for the second straight drive. 2 receivers with Hodling in the shotgun. Blair is the running back to his right. Blair gets the handoff. Cuts to his right. Is brought down immediately. The tandem of Braden Robinson and DeMarcus Spurlock were there. And that will be no gain. Robinson and Spurlock, 2 of the emotional leaders on David Brown's defense. And they team up for the tackle on that one. 3rd and long for Hodling and company. Four receivers, 2 receivers stacked to each side. 2 down linemen for the Hogs. Blitz coming, Holland to throw. Looking over the middle, throwing deep in the middle, has a man at the 5. Walking in for the touchdown is Kalen Nosef. Touchdown for West Texas. And the middle of the field there for the Hogs was simply vacated. And that was an issue they had against Commerce. The swinging gate look now from the Buffaloes. And that's their backup quarterback, Ben Arbuckle, who's in the shotgun. And they're going to look like they're going to go for 2 here, and they will. Arbuckle, handoff running right to the goal line, and brought down just short of the end zone is Junior Pomey. So with 4:56 to go in the first half, the score is the Javelinas 14 and the Buffaloes 9. West Texas tried to get a little cute there, and the Hogs were there to stop it. So instead of a 4-point lead, it's a 5-point lead for Darren Wilkinson's squad. And with 4:56 on the clock, plenty of time for them to add to that edge. And they move the ball well on consecutive drives.
Jordan.
4:56 to go in the first half. The score is the Javelinas 14 and the West Texas A&M Buffaloes 9. West Texas just scored their first touchdown of the night. Went for 2 and did not make it. We've had 4 consecutive scoring drives. The Hogs drove for a touchdown, the Buffaloes for a field goal, the Hogs for another touchdown, and the Buffaloes for their first touchdown. And The Kingsville offense will try and continue that trend. And it should also be mentioned, the Javelinas get the ball to start the second half. So a couple scores in a row could make this a very comfortable lead. Kickoff by Schrag, deep into the end zone where Carr takes it for a touchback. Thank you for tuning in on Saturday evening, on this beautiful Saturday evening in Kingsville, Texas, to the Javelina Sports Network. Also, thank you to all those listening on Wild 105.5 and KTAI 91.1. Wild 105.5 is your home for everything Javelina sports. And also do not forget to visit JavelinaAthletics.com after the game for a full recap of tonight's action. 2 receivers and 2 tight ends open the drive for the Javelinas, with Nick Pellerin, the deep man in the backfield. Now Kyle Reynolds and Silly Redden switch sides. Hogs moving from left to right. Jordan Thomas in motion. Fake jet sweep. Pellerin takes the handoff, trying to run left, and is tackled at the line of scrimmage. Helmet goes flying, and that is indeed Pellerin's. Brought down for no gain, and he'll have to come out for a play. 2nd and 10.
Right down the number 4, Jared Johnson.
Dial with 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Nick Carr is the lone back in the pistol. Play fake to Carr. Quick pass left by Dial. Dropped at the 40 by Jordan Thomas. And Thomas just lingers at the 40-yard line for an extra second or two in disbelief before heads back to the huddle and immediately gets a high five and a hang with him from Cade Dial. 3rd down and 10. Throw was right on the money, but even your best receivers are going to drop passes on occasion. That's what happened right there. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Now Carr goes in motion. Quick pass, Carr to the right side. Needs some blocking. Turns the corner to 30. Tries to avoid a tackle and is brought down from behind at the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Joseph Radke, a gain of 7. But it'll be 4th down. And the punt team comes on the field for the Javelinas. Jacob Armstrong was back deep to punt, and now De La Garza switches places with him. And Kalen Nosov standing in his own 32 to receive the kick. De La Garza gets it off. A high line drive taken for 31. Nosov moves left to the 35, cuts the field to the 40. Flag goes down as Caleb Valentine makes the tackle at the 41. As of right now, it would be a 10-yard return, but I think it's going to come back. As of right now, West Texas would start the drive in good field position, but that is in all likelihood going to change as Tommy Chavez immediately signals, yeah, it's against them.
Block it back.
Frank Honang, defensive back for the Buffaloes, gets the call for the block in the back. And with 3:35 to go in half number 1, West Texas begins this drive at their own 26, down by 5. With an opportunity to take the lead before halftime. We have not had a turnover yet in this game, and this would be quite an opportune time for David Brown II's defense to get the first one tonight. 2 receivers, right, Avery Lewis and Markel Stewart Gillespie. Shotgun formation for Honnoling with a single back to his right, that's Warren Witherspoon. Hogs with 3 down linemen. Snap to Honnoling. And whistles and flags just as the snap was received. And that's Marshall Crabb, the right guard who jumped before the snap. 1st and 15. Not an ideal start to this drive for Hunter Hughes and his offense. A penalty on special teams backs him up really 15 yards in field position. And then a false start makes it 1st and 15. They again open up with Lewis and Stewart Gillespie wide right. Shotgun formation. Witherspoon and Hodling in the backfield. Holland to throw, looking right. Under pressure, thrust from behind, and slung down by Tommy Chavez at the 10. That's an 11-yard loss, and Tommy Chavez picks up his 2nd sack of the season with 3:16 to play. Actually, Mark Hodling down at the 12. But when you combine that with the false start penalty, that makes it 2nd and 24. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers right. Witherspoon to the right of Hodling. Ball with the snap, ball's up in the air, grabbed by Caleb Valentine. He walks in for a touchdown. The first defensive touchdown of the year for Kingsville comes courtesy of Caleb Valentine. And the Hogs lead by 11 with the extra point upcoming. It looked like Hodling never had the snap and deflected off him and then bounced off of Witherspoon's helmet straight up in the air. Valentine rushed through to pick it out of the sky and waltzed in for the score. Extra point by De La Garza. Splits the uprights. And with 2:40 to play in the first half, the score is the Javelinas 21 and the Buffaloes 9. And just looking at the replay, the ball looked like it went through Hodling's hands, off his chest, and then Witherspoon was coming across. It hit his helmet and bounced up in the air. Just a funky play that resulted in a touchdown for Kingsville. And they now lead by 12. With under 3 minutes to play. Again, looking at the replay, Valentine came through completely unblocked. If the ball hadn't been fumbled, he would have been there to wreck that play anyway. But just happened to be on the spot with a loose football in the air and carries it across for the touchdown. So De La Garza to kick it off again to either Blank or Turner, who are inside their own 5. De La Garza gives the signal and kicks it off. High short kick that's going to bounce at the 15, grabbed by the player on the run ahead to the 25 to the 30, 35 to the 40 to the right sideline, and Blank is finally brought out of bounds at the 45. A good kick return for West Texas tonight. And De La Garza with his 2nd tackle of the evening. So one good return by each player. Keith Blank with the big return there, and it was Lloyd Turner who took the ball back past the 40-yard line a little while ago. 1st and 10 from their own 47 for Hodling and the offense of West Texas. 2 receivers left, Jeremy Garcia and Markel Stewart Gillespie, shotgun formation, Hodling and Witherspoon. Holland to throw, looking to his right. Pump fake, now loses the ball and gets sacked. Will Enriquez and Brandon Jones pick up that one. And it'll be second down and long, second down and 18 to be exact. And this Hogs defensive line, and indeed the whole defense has done a really good job creating chaos in the backfield, whether it be on run plays or pass plays. They have done an excellent job so far this evening. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 4 hodling. Blitz being shown again. Handoff to Witherspoon up the middle, ahead to the 44 to the 45. Tackled by Peyton Tilley and Trevor Moses, 2 of the leading tacklers on this unit. Third down and 12. And now we get a whistle and a timeout with 1:45 to play in half number 1. The Javelinas call their first timeout, but the way things are going for them, they want the ball back. They want another chance to score. And why not? They have 177 yards of total offense so far this evening. And they've also dominated time of possession. They've held the ball for nearly 17 and a half minutes. West Texas is not within 5 of that total in TOP. Hodling so far tonight is just 5 of 10. Now he does have 104 yards on those 5 completions, so most of them have been pretty sizable gains. But a completion percentage of 50% is not what you want if you're an offensive coordinator. Third down and 12. 1:45 to go in the first half. Javelinas ahead 21-9. And looking to get the ball back one more time before we head to the locker room. Shotgun, 3 receivers. Hodling with 2 men in the backfield with him, Johnson and Witherspoon. Rolling to his left is Hodling. Looking down the field, has Stewart at the 46 where he is brought down. He'll be short of the first down. It is a gain of about 6. But fourth down is coming up, and on comes the punt team, led by John Cummings. And there's a second timeout for the Javelinas with 1:37 to play before we reach that halftime. Hogs lead this one by a score of 21-9. And they open the scoring, driving 40 yards on 10 plays, and Cade Dial connected with Stanley Redden for a 1-yard touchdown on a 4th down and goal from the 1 play. Alex Schrag got West Texas on the board with 13:53 to go in the second quarter with a 37-yard field goal. The response from the Javelinas was a 75-yard drive that took them 16 plays and ended with a Torrey Thomas 7-yard touchdown reception. West Texas scored their first TD when Hodling hit Kalen Nosa for a 20-yard score, and the Javelinas responded with a defensive touchdown courtesy of Caleb Valentine, who recovered a fumble and ran in from 6 yards out to make it 21-9. Cummings to punt, Landez at the 10. Cummings with a high kick. Landez fakes like he's going to catch it, lets the ball bounce, and it bounces just past one of the West Texas coverage men. I think it was Nico Brown, the junior defensive back, who was waiting to try and corral it, but it was just a little too quick for him and got inside the pylon for a touchback. 1:29 to play, and the Hogs have a field goal kicker with a pretty good leg in De La Garza, so they don't need to get inside the 10. They can just get to, say, the 25-yard line or maybe even the 30, and they'll have a shot at points. They've got 1 timeout and 89 seconds to use. 3 wide receivers to open this possession. Single man in the backfield, that's Jeff Carr, dial under center. Plum in motion, right to left. Dial, play fake, back to throw, under pressure. Quick pass left for Brown, ahead across the 20 to about the 22. That play is not going to do much, but waste time. Second down and 8. And now we get a whistle, and it might be a timeout by West Texas. And indeed, that is the case. Boy, that is a strange timeout. I know you can look at this and say, well, if they stop them the next 2 plays and use their timeouts, or maybe the Javelina is throwing complete passes, they don't have to. Look at the ball back. But you're down 12 and a half in which you've been outplayed. Do you really want to give the Javelinas more time to work with on offense, especially considering how well they've been functioning on offense so far tonight? I would have at least waited until you stopped them on second down before I started using my timeouts, but Hunter Hughes is the coach, not me, and there's a reason why. So with 1:13 to play before halftime, Hughes burns his first timeout. Hogs ahead 21-9. And we are closing in on the end of the first half. Hogs will get the second half kickoff. So getting points here is not a must. The goal really is just to not do anything foolish and let the Buffaloes close this deficit. 4 receivers, 3 men to the right, Milburn, Plum, and Brown, with Brown the wide man. Wide left by himself is Jordan Thomas, shotgun for Dial. 3 down linemen for West Texas, Dial to throw. Quick pass left for Carr to the 25, trying to cut right, managed to shed a tackle to 26, but is brought down right there. And another timeout for West Texas with 1:05 to play. A gain of about 4. Looked like Carr, had some room to run, but good pursuit by the Buffaloes. They closed on him quickly and limited to just a 4-yard gain. And also, it probably should be overlooked, if the Javelinas punt here, and that was a really good play by Carr, staying in bounds and making the Buffaloes burn their second timeout. We have 65 seconds to go before the halftime gun. To give you some other scores from around the Lone Star Conference, Western New Mexico beat Tarleton today, 38-25. Midwestern leads Commerce in a battle of 2 top 10 teams. Midwestern ahead 20-7 with 2:48 to go before halftime. Eastern New Mexico leads UTPB 7-0, and that's in the first quarter. 1:05 to play before halftime here. Hogs ahead by 12. Dial with 4 receivers. Handoff Carr. He's going to get hit in the backfield and drop for a 2-yard loss. And now Hunter Hughes' strategy of using his 3 timeouts actually looks pretty good. He'll get the ball back with a little under a minute to go. Hogs with a disappointing 3-and-out there. Trying to use their short passing game once again. It ended up going for naught. And on 4th and 6, we will have another punt. Hogs' schedule next week takes them on the road. We will be at UT Permian Basin for a game that will begin at 6 o'clock. Our pregame show will have us on the air at 5:45. And we'll bring you all the action right here on Wild 105.5 and KTAI 91.1, and also through JavelinaAthletics.com. So be sure to tune in next week. And also don't forget about the coaches show on Monday. We'll have Darren Wilkinson and his defensive coordinator David Brown on the show. And we'll also be joined by head women's basketball coach Wade Scott. That's from 6 to 7 every Monday at the Green Jay Bar and Grill here in Kingsville on East Joachim Street. Be sure to join us. De La Garza to punt, rush shown by West Texas. De La Garza gets off a line drive boot left side to the 50. It bounces out of bounds at around the 40. And the side judge spots it at the 41. That's a 35-yard punt by De La Garza. Play that used up 5 seconds. So plenty of time for Justin Hodling and this offensive unit. And their kicker, Alex Schrag, already has a 37-yarder to his credit tonight, and has also kicked a 42-yarder this season. So again, they don't need to get you know, inside the 10. They can get to the 20, and they're in range for their kicker. 3 receivers for Hodling, 1 running back in the shotgun. Hodling to throw, looking over the middle. Deep ball on the left side. Incomplete, was deflected by Iman Hobbs, almost right into the hands of Josh Wilson. But the sophomore from Corpus couldn't hold it. Or check that was Justin Guillory who couldn't hold on to the deflected pass. Hodling never saw Hobbs, who got to the ball just before the intended target would have received it and knocked it away. 2nd and 10. 3 receivers again. Avery Lewis and Kalen Nosif to the left. Hodling to throw, looking to his left, under pressure, sacked by Will Petit. A 10-yard loss, and I would expect that would just about do it for the first half. They actually call it an 8-yard loss as Petit picks up his 2nd sack of the season. Under 30 seconds to play, and if West Texas is smart, they'll just run the ball or take a knee and head to the locker room. If you throw the ball here, barring something crazy, only bad things can happen. They're letting the clock run. They have to run at least one more play, but I imagine it'll just be a kneel down or a simple draw play as the clock's under 10 seconds. Hodling takes the snap, looking to throw. Looking to the right side, throws it out of bounds, incomplete, looking for Kalen Nosif, and that is how the first half football ends here from Javelina Stadium. The score at the end of one half of football, the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelinas 21, the Buffaloes 9. We'll be right back with your halftime stats and the halftime show. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in a moment.
This is the local Texas product from AG. No schools worn by AG.
All right, so you're turning your car out on the left side of the field. It's tonight's field goal challenge. Well, I'll give you a chance to get a chance to field goal from the 10-yard line. If he makes it, you're going to win $100 UV gift card. Contestant is Julio Ruiz. All right, Julio, are you ready? Make it happen, man.
How are you doing, sir?
The kick to the I tell you what, brother. We're going to give you some anyway. ATV so you're going to still get $50 gift certificate just for being a good sport.
You guys have enough sense? No, we don't. So you can go commandeer a couple copies.
The new six-man benefits, such as reserve care vaccines for every home and access to the six-man pack lounge catered by Partners Meatball. There are a limited number of six-man packs available this season. To purchase yours, contact the Javelina ticket office 361-593-4030. We'll see you at the game.
I remember. So careful, don't touch the box. Because, you know, yeah, I've been set. I haven't set that. All right, testing 1, 2, 3, 4. Ryan Smith, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can. Can you hear me?
No.
Oh.
That's just because I choose not to.
All right.
All right. Just turn the crowd mic. I don't know why I turned the crowd mic. So, well, I can hear fine. All right. So how you doing, man? How's Catfish treating you? Good?
Pretty good. Malachi's here. So
Your computer's working great. I got this whole thing recorded, so fingers crossed you'll be able to listen to it. I was really rough in the first quarter. I think I got a lot better and found a rhythm in the second quarter. It's all about slowing down, enunciating, not getting ahead of yourself.
So the Javelina football game.
For tonight's non-time entertainment, the Pride of Texas, the 2017 Javelina Marching Band. The band is under the direction of Jason Keeley. This band is by drummakers Laura Felipe Garcia, Monica José Martinez, and Rayla Santana. Percussion instructor Stevie Sanchez. Choreographer instructor John Simmons. Teaching assistants Edward Estrada, Joshua Hernandez, and Samantha Hightower. Tonight we want to take you with us on a journey in time and present to you music by one of the greatest musicians in the world. Since the resurgence in the 90s,
Halftime here at Javelina Stadium, the Texas A&M leading the West Texas A&M Buffaloes by a score of 21-9. With 30 minutes of play in the book, I'm joined here by Ryan Smith for our halftime show. And Ryan, this team we mentioned during the coaches show and during the week, there just seemed to be so many things this team did well. But even in the losses to Midwestern and against Angelo State, they just had some issues crop up, whatever it was, whenever they got in scoring range. And twice tonight, they've had opportunities in their team's territory, and they've converted them into touchdowns both times. And this really is the kind of offense we all thought we were going to see in preseason.
Well, the team's really been liking the model, and one of the things that comes with starting like we did is you can afford to be more aggressive and to take chances. It's make or break at this point in the season for the Javelinas, and it's really starting to pay off. Part of that is Katie Dowell's excellent performance in the first half, 14 for 16 for 112 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's really matured in these past couple weeks, and he's starting to play a lot better. He's getting all the receivers to it. Jordan Thomas has been great. Tori Thomas, I thought, has been terrific too. And our rushing game, the offense is really a three-headed monster when it comes to Kate Dowell's ability to throw the football and run it. Jeff Carp and Nick Pelrian can really rush.
Yeah, Kate is, I mean, one of the things with Kate Dowell that they've done well is they've kind of, and this is one of the things that, if you go back to the first game against Central Washington, a lot of people's take on it, including mine, was they didn't seem to throw the ball down the field. They didn't throw a lot of short passes in that first game against Central Washington. That's what they've been doing tonight. You look at Dowell, you mentioned 14 of 16, but for only 112 yards. But that short passing game has worked really well. A lot of short passes, whether it's to Jordan Thomas or Tori Thomas or to the running backs, they have utilized those short throws really to perfection. They've been open, and Dowell's been on target all night long. And he's a redshirt freshman quarterback. He's had his ups and downs, and one thing, when we've seen a lot of flashes from him, a lot of situations where it seemed like he played well at times, and he didn't play consistent. And tonight, he's been consistent throughout the entire first half. And this is really the thing you were hoping to see from Dowell as the season moved on, was that he was going to mature and start doing the things that you would like a quarterback to do, which is be accurate, be on target, have a chemistry with your receivers, and he's had all those things tonight.
Well, the offense certainly seems to be clicking, and the defenses as well, as they're increasing their sack total as the leaders of the Lone Star Conference.
Yeah, this is a defense that we talk about it week in and week out. They pride themselves on pressure. And one of the things to talk to any of these defensive coaches, we've had the pleasure of talking to David Brown, talking to the defensive line coach Ronnie Palmer, and the linebackers coach Kevin May. They all say you have to earn the right to rush the passer, which means you have to get the offense in those third and long situations where you can pin your ears back and come after the passer in order to get the chance to actually get those sacks and be able to pass rush. And they have 4 sacks tonight. They have been on top of Justin Honneling all night long. Honneling is only 6 of 13 tonight, which is under 50%. The defense really has had everything working, whether it's been the secondary or the pass rush, and also the run defense. They've limited West Texas to just 5 net rushing yards tonight. And they really have been on their game. They've limited West Texas to -6 yards rushing when you factor in the 27 yards lost by Honneling on those 5 sacks. They have been all over this West Texas offense.
And how about the effort and energy that the whole team's putting forward right now? I mean, kicker Julio De La Garza's got 2 tackles just in the first half.
Yeah,
it's really exciting to watch. This whole team's been lighting the bottle, a ticking time bomb.
And you've seen that. That's one of the things about this squad is we've seen the energy from this team really at times. But the problem with that has been when you're down by 20 points, it's hard to have a lot of energy and enthusiasm on the field But now when you get a night when the team's playing well and everything's kind of clicking and they're getting bounces that are going their way, literally and figuratively, you're seeing a lot of energy and everyone is excited. Everyone's playing in rhythm and in step. And now you're getting a team that really looks like a very talented football squad.
Well, they're looking like a team that won a bowl game last year.
Yeah,
They
you're
won
right.
an 8-9 game winning streak. And in football, as much as any other sport, it's the little things that you do that matter. It's blocking your guy. It's getting around the.
No, you're exactly right. One of the little things also is converting on short yardage, which has been a bugaboo for this team this season. And they did that in the first quarter. They had a first down and goal from the 2. They ended up with fourth down and goal at the 1. Wilkinson, with confidence in his offense, went for it, and Dollar hits Redden for the touchdown that gave this team the lead that they have yet to relinquish with one half of football in the books. Looking at some of the halftime stats, Javelinas with a big edge in really almost every offensive category except passing yards. They have 11 first downs compared to 5. They have outrushed West Texas 69 to -6. And total yards, they're ahead 181 to 107. They've also run 12 more plays. And time of possession, they have an edge of more than 6 minutes. That's one of the things that's going to pay off as this game goes on. They're able to hold the ball and tire out this West Texas defense. They're going to be able to run the ball more effectively. They're going to be able to score points, and they're going to be able to slap a second W into the win column. Yeah, they're able to keep this team on the field and keep moving the ball.
Another thing that I feel like is important to mention on the defensive side for the Javelinas is the way they've handled having to deal with 2 different quarterbacks, the dual quarterback option that West Texas uses.
Well, one of the things that West Texas and a lot of teams have tried to do is they've used a lot of play action against the Javelinas, which is whether that's on jet sweeps or read options or on trick plays, and that has been a problem for this defense. But you haven't seen West Texas do a whole lot of that in the first half. And one of the things that I talked about pregame was how this is a West Texas offense that has had its issues, not unlike the Javelinas this season. They're last in the conference in total yards per game. They're second to last in points per game. And when you put this offense in a hole like this, they're down 12. And also, the Javelinas getting the ball to start of the second half. They could be down by 19 before they got the ball in the third quarter. This is a tall order for this offense to come back, especially against the defense that's playing as well as Stephen Brown, the second unit, is tonight.
And it's not like the West Texas team is some pushover team. They've had very close games against number 13, Azusa Pacific. They had a win over number 7, CSU Pueblo.
You're right. And they also, last week they played Eastern New Mexico, which is one of the top teams in this conference. And they played them tough until Eastern New Mexico stretched it out at the end, ended up winning 28-14. So, yeah, you're exactly right. This is not a team. This is, not some cupcake on the schedule. West Texas has played a lot of good squads, very tough this season. And for the Javelinas to be up by 12 at that time, that's pretty impressive when you consider what West Texas has done through 5 games in 2017.
And the Lone Star Conference is an extremely tough conference. Every team is good. I mean, earlier in one of the other games, we saw the worst team in the conference, record-wise, Western New Mexico, upset the best team in the conference, Charlton State, 3-0 against 0-3. And Western New Mexico topped them 38-25.
And that was earlier today. They beat them by 13. And you're right, this is a Charlton squad that usually is one of the best in the LSC. And for Western New Mexico to beat them and put up 38 points in doing so, it just speaks to the level of play in the Lone Star Conference this season. 21-9 is your score at halftime between Kingsville and West Texas. You are listening to the Wild 105.5 FM and also KTAI 91.1, and you're listening live and watching live on JavelinaAthletics.com, so thank you for tuning in tonight. We are about 8 minutes away from the start of the second half between Texas A&M Kingsville and West Texas. Now, don't forget, we will be on the air again on Monday night from 6 to 7 at the Green Jay Bar and Grill on East Yoakum Street here in Kingsville with the Javelina Coaches Show. And Ryan will be there as well for that. We'll have Coach John Wilkinson on. His defensive coordinator will be there as well, David Brown II, and also the head women's basketball coach, Wade Scott will be there. He'll be prepping everyone for Javelina Madness, which takes place on October 16th. So be sure to join us live, the Green Jay, with plenty of specials on every Monday night. They call it Javelina Hour, so make sure to come out for that. The next football game for Kingsville will be a road game. They travel to UT Permian Basin for a 6 o'clock game on the 14th. We'll be on the air at 5:45, bringing you all the action live from UTPB. We're going to take a break here. It is halftime at Javelina Stadium. Hawks ahead by 12. We will be back in a moment on Wild 105.5, KTAI 91.1, and JavelinaAthletics.com. Don't go away.
Fans, we'd like to thank you, Wave Communications, for Javelina Stadium. Wi-Fi accessible. Fans are now able to follow live from your mobile devices. Thanks again to New Wave Communications.
Oh God, this just looks like it's like murder. I'm not sure hungry, so. Thanks, bud.
Ladies and gentlemen, one additional score for our All-Star today. Western New Mexico beat Charleston State 38-25. Hello, I'm Macy's. We have prices right now that nobody South Texas can beat. You can drive a brand new Jeep for $8.99 or pay us $189 a month. Or drive a brand new Challenger for $22.99 or pay us $199 a month. You will not find a cheaper price anywhere. All you need to do is give us a chance. Call, come by, or order on the website. You will not be beat. That's like United by pride. Your website. Please visit JavelinaClub.com and all online donations will be given to the Javelina Athletic Department.
Second half, a few moments away from beginning here at Javelina Stadium, and once the second half starts, the Hogs will be in a position that they're not accustomed to being in the second half, which is protecting the lead. First time in nearly a month, they will take a lead into the second half. They're ahead 21-9, and look at the scoring summary through one half of play. A short punt by John Cummings set the Hogs up at the West Texas 40-yard line. They moved 40 yards in 10 plays on 4th down and goal from the 1. K. Dial connected with Stanley Redden in the back of the end zone for a 7-0 lead. West Texas responded by moving 52 yards on 7 plays for a 37-yard Alex Drag field goal. The next time the Hogs got the ball, they marched 75 yards on 16 plays in a drive that used up 7 minutes and 16 seconds. And concluded when K. Dial hit Torrey Thomas from 7 yards out for his 2nd touchdown of the day. West Texas immediately answered with a 58-yard possession that took just 4 plays. And Kalen Nosif caught a 20-yard touchdown pass from Justin Hodling. Now, West Texas went for 2 and missed it. And as a result, they trailed by 5. The next time West Texas got the ball, a couple penalties and some negative plays pushed them back inside their own 20-yard line. And a bad snap. And a bobble snap by Justin Hodling ended up popping the ball into the air. Josh Wilson picked it up and trotted across from 6 yards away for a touchdown that gave the Javelinas a 21-6 advantage that they took into the locker room. Hogs with 4 sacks so far tonight. Brandon Jones has 1. Also, Trevor Moses and Caleb Valentine with a half of a sack each. And Will Petit also with 1 sack. The Hogs have done a good job of getting into the West Texas backfield really all night. They've put pressure on Hodling. He's just 6-13 compared to Kate Dial here, who is 14 or 16. And as I mentioned in the broadcast, the Hogs have really run a West Coast style of offense. A lot of short passes. They're not throwing deep much. They're taking advantage of the underneath routes, which have been open. And this offense has functioned well as a result. Thomas's touchdown, for example, he caught that ball at the 10 on a 1st and goal play from the 7 and was not touched as he ran in for the score. And I would expect the Javelinas to try to do more of that in the second half. A lot of short, safe passes. When you have a lead, the goal is not to do anything stupid that gives the opponent an edge and lets them get back into the game. And whatever they do on offense, we will find out immediately as Dial will be on the field with this offense to start the second half. The Hogs get the second half kickoff. Penalties have not been much of a factor tonight. Only 7 between these two teams for a combined total of 37 yards. But one of those touchdowns negated an interception in the end zone by Keemon Davis. And 4 plays later is when Dial hit Redden for the first touchdown of the night. Carr and Whiteley to receive the kick from Schrag, who spots it on the near hash on his left. Schrag kicking from right to left. Hogs moving from left to right. And Schrag gives a signal to the official as he checks with his return man, his coverage man, excuse me, and we are ready to go. Kick right down the middle into the end zone, taken for a touchback by Jeff Carr. And 1st and 10 from the 25 coming up for the Kingsville offense. Hogs are attempting to break a 3-game losing streak. And they lead by 12 as the second half begins. 1 receiver to the left with 2 to the right. Plum, the slot man on the right. Pistol formation, Pellerin, the deep man behind Dial. Stanley Redden in motion from right to left. Snap, handoff to Pellerin up the middle, across the 25 to the 27, a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. And that was on 23 attempts, so the Average was not great, but they are committed to this run game. Offset I formation, Pellerin the deep back takes the handoff, up the middle across the 30, cuts to the 35 to the 40, to the left side of the 45, 50, trying to outrun the safety to the 40 to the 35-yard line. It is marked out of bounds at the 34.
Down number 28, Chad 16.
That's a 39-yard run by Nick Pellerin, the longest play of the night for the Javelinas.
40 yards, around the left side,
First and 10 Hogs. Shotgun, 4 receivers. Pellerin again in the backfield. Play fake, quick pass around, passed a little behind, but caught at about the 38. Or make that the 28-yard line. 6-yard gain. For Brown, that's his second catch tonight. 2nd and 4. Pistol 3 wide. Thomas is plumb to the right, Nico Brown to the left. Dial calling signals. Takes the snap, play fake. Looking deep, now roll left under pressure. Thinking about running. We'll pull it down and run across the 25. He is close to a first down. See where they spot him. They're going to mark it at the 23. That is another Javelina first down. And that's the 3rd rush by Dial tonight. All of them for positive yardage. And this Javelina offensive line that we've seen get better and better as the season has gone on has yet to allow a sack this evening. They have played outstanding, especially in pass pro. Pistol 2 receivers, Pellerin the deep man, Torrey Thomas and Stanley Redden the tight ends on the right. Dial looking left, quick pass batted down at the line as getting up and spiking that one to the turf was Gerard Johnson, the sophomore from Mansfield, Texas. 2nd out of 10 coming up. .13:06 to go in half number 2. Hogs with the opening possession of the second half. They lead 21-9, 2nd and 10 from the West Texas 23. Single back, 3 tight ends. Pellerin the deep man, 5 yards behind Dial. Play fake now, hand off to Pellerin on the right side. Gets ahead to about the 22 and is tackled after about a yard. Gerard Johnson and friends on the stop. They faked the jet sweep to Torrey Thomas, going to the left and handed it back off to Pellerin on the right side. But it did not fool the Buffaloes. 3rd and 9. And these 3rd and long situations have been what the Javelinas have been able to avoid so far tonight. But they have one here. Dial back to throw out of the shotgun. Deep ball to the end zone, trying to hit Redden. In and out of his hands. Would have been a touchdown, but just couldn't hold on. Defended well by West Texas. Keemon Davis on the coverage, and now Stanley Redden is down in the end zone. That was just pretty simple. Run a seam route. I'm going to throw it up. A 50-50 ball, but give credit to Davis. Looked like he got his hand in there and was able to rip it out of Redden's grasp. And looking at the replay, that is exactly what happened. Good defense by the redshirt freshman from Carrollton, Texas, and a timeout on the field as Redden, who is lying on the end line in the end zone to my right, is being examined by the medical staff. 12:25 to play in the 3rd quarter. Hogs lead 21-9. Redden, who has a touchdown to his credit tonight, is being helped off the field. As it stands right now, this will be about a 39-yard field goal try for Julio De La Garza. He has a 44-yarder under his belt so already this year.
You can come and watch the games as they're streamed live at Distribution.
Field goal unit on for the Javelinas. And De La Garza with Dial holding at 39 will try and increase his team's lead to 15. Snap by Jake Wallace. Spot down from Dial. Lagarde's kick has plenty of distance and is good. So 12:21 to play in quarter number 3. The score of the Texas A&M Kingsville Javelina is 24. The West Texas A&M Buffaloes 9. And the Hogs add to their lead, taking advantage of the first possession of the second half. And now it's up to West Texas to try and overcome a 15-point deficit. And the first priority for them on offense has to be protecting Justin Hodling, who's already been sacked 4 times and has been pressured in several other instances. The special teams unit has had some success on kick returns. On 3 returns, West Texas has amassed over 100 yards. Blank and Turner are the return men. De La Garza ready to kick off. Blank with a 35-yard return tonight, and Turner with a 40-yarder. De La Garza with the ball on the tee in the middle of right between the hash marks, kicks a short pooch that bounces at the 23. Turner has it, trying to avoid a few blue and gold jerseys, but can't avoid them all. Brought down to the 23, no gain on that return. The pooch kick works to perfection. And if Turner didn't field that cleanly, there's a very good chance the Javelinas would have been able to recover it, as they were bearing down on him the moment he touched the football. And now a little bit of a wildcat formation as Skyler, one of the backup quarterbacks, is in. Or I don't know, maybe they switched QBs. Their backup coming in tonight was listed as Ben Arbuckle, who had a big game against the Hogs last year. Low snap. Beno hands it off right up the middle with this one across the 30. Brought down by a shoestring tackle courtesy of Iman Hobbs. And where this one's going to be close to a first down. Beno has not thrown a pass so far this season. I can see Arbuckle and Hodling both on the sideline. So this does not appear to be an injury-related issue. That West Texas might just be changing tactics. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers. Beno takes the snap. Read option, keeper, brought down by Valentine. And with a little help from Iman Hobbs, a 2-yard loss. Valentine was on the spot for the tackle. Has been a little bit of a misread on that play. 2-yard loss, sets up a 3rd down and 3. Javelin is looking for a 3 and out to begin the second half. 3 down linemen, a blitz being shown. Beno, read option, handoff, and Witherspoon carries the 34. He has 3 yards and a first down. And it does appear that Skyler Beno is going to be the quarterback, at least in the near future for this West Texas team. Hodling standing on the sidelines, on the near side with hands on hips. And Arbuckle is signaling in the plays. Shotgun, 2 receivers, both to the left. Nosif and Stewart Gillespie. Quarterback draw by Bonneau, and he is smothered in the backfield as Trevor Moses came charging through and brought him down for a 2-yard loss. Moses, who has led this team in tackles on 2 occasions this year and leads the squad, coming into tonight with 36, adding to that total right there. And that is his 3rd tackle for a loss this year, 2nd and 12. Shotgun, 3 wide. Stewart Gillespie and Palme to the left with 1 man wide to the right. Bonneau rolling to his left. Blitz coming from the far side. Flag flies as Bonneau pulls it down, going to run to the 35 to the 40. Moses takes him down, and we will check the marker. Jamar Davis lost a shoe on that one. And finally gets it back on. Check the foul. That's Keelan Smith and Chris Johnson called for the foul. And boy, that is a painful penalty for any offense. That'll make this 2nd and 27 if my math is correct. Second down and long from the 17. Bonneau shotgun with 2 receivers. Witherspoon to his left in the backfield. And now Bonneau appears to be changing the play. 9:18 to play and counting in the 3rd quarter. Haviland is ahead 24-9. Bonneau back to throw, looking to his right, trying to run. Has a little bit of room, but the hole closes quickly, and he is brought down for a loss. And then credit that tackle for loss to Brandon Jones. Curious to see if they award Jones a sack, because Bonneau was clearly a runner at that point, but his original intention was to pass. So that will probably be the 2nd sack of the night for Brandon Jones. Shotgun, 3 receivers on 3rd down and 28. Bonneau hands up and draw to Witherspoon. Cuts to his left, trying to get around the corner. Now cuts upfield. It's met by Trevor Moses. And Moses with help from Cheatham West. That will be a 1-yard loss. And it's 4th down and forever. And that penalty didn't just handicap this drive. It is a huge penalty as far as field position, because now Cummings has to punt the ball from basically his own goal line. And the Hogs will probably get really good field position with Landez standing in his own 40 awaiting the punt. Snap to Cummings. Gets it off. A good punt. Landez makes the catch at his own 40. Calling for a fair catch. And that is where the blue and gold will begin. Hogs ahead 24-9. 7:36 to play in the 3rd quarter. And Kingsville has scored the last 10 points in this game. And they've come courtesy of a defensive touchdown and a Julio De La Garza field goal. And they are 59 yards away from a touchdown that would probably put the lid on this game, given that they're facing a team in West Texas that has only topped 20 points once in 2017. 15 of 19, 118 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. He had thrown a couple interceptions against Angelo last week and also threw 3 against Commerce. But he has been turnover free this evening as has the entire Javelina offense.
Alabama.
And you'd have to imagine Coach Darren Wilkinson very happy with what he's seen, not just from a signal caller, but from his entire offensive unit. Trying to add to their lead here with 7.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Shotgun, 3 receivers. Nico Brown to the right. Plum slot left. Wide left is Jordan Thomas. And Keith Whiteley is in the backfield with K. Dial. Whiteley motions that quick pass right for Whiteley. Trying to get to he gets to about the 43. Now fighting to the 45 as Dalen Young and others finally get him out of bounds. And Whiteley kept the legs churning there, turned a 2-yard gain into about a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5. Whiteley began the season as the number 2 back on the depth chart behind Pellerin, but the performances of Younger and Carr have kind of put him a little lower on the depth chart. Quick pass left for Torrey Thomas across the 45 to about the 49. Tackled by Chaz Slatinsky. Gain of 2. 3rd down and 2.
With the reception for the Hogs, track down from behind. Number 28.
3rd down and short at about midfield. And Dial has been all about those short passes tonight, and it's worked well for the offense. Handoff Whiteley up the middle. He's got a first down to the 45-yard line, wrestled down by Carter James. Gain of 6, and the chains will move once again. That's the 14th first down of the night for this offense.
First contact.
It also puts them at 249 total yards this evening. Have to run their 50th play of the night. Offset eye with Whiteley, the deep man. Rope aside of the tight end in motion from right to left. 2 receivers in the formation. Now Nico Brown in motion from left to right. Hand up Whiteley again off the left side. Has some room across the 40 to the 39-yard line. Brought down from behind by Trevor Michael Bust. And this is one of the things that Ryan and I talked about at halftime, was the Javelina's dominating time of possession in the first half, and how if that continued, this running game would become really effective because you would have defenders on the field who were really just too tired to get off blocks. And the result is those holes start opening up, and you're able to run the ball more effectively. Exactly what's happening on this drive. Single back, 2 tight ends, 2 receiver. Jordan Thomas in motion. Now to make that Devin Milburn, and takes the jet sweep on the right side of the 35 to the 30. Makes a miss to the 25 to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, to the right pond. A flag is down. They're going to mark down Milburn short of the goal line, but it might be coming back. And the West Texas bench is signaling as much. This would be the 5th penalty of the night on Kingsville. And that's the 2nd holding penalty tonight on Torrey Thomas. Wipes out a long run by Devin Milburn. And now it will be 2nd down and 15. Thomas trying to plead his case to the referee. And with that penalty marked off 10 yards from the spot, it ends up being basically just a 3-yard penalty compared to where the Hogs were before. 2nd down and 8 from the 42. Closing in on 5 minutes to play in the 3rd quarter. Down the throw, looking left and looking to his right for Jordan Thomas. Pass, short hops Thomas at the 23. And a 3rd down coming up. 5:02 to play in the 3rd quarter. Let's lead this one 24-9. Looking for their 2nd win of the season and their first Lone Star Conference victory. And an extra defensive back comes in for West Texas. That's Isaiah Barnett. An extra safety. Empty backfield for Dial. 5 receivers, 2 to the right and 3 to the left. Now the throw, blitz coming. Looking right, has Thompson 30, caught and brought down to the 26. Gain of 16. Tackled by Josiah Pennington. And now a flag in the backfield. It sounded like they said 54. Maybe they meant 64. Jake Wallace, the right tackle. 2 holding penalties in this series. And both of them have wiped out what would have been first downs. The run by Milburn and the pass to Jordan Thomas. And now it's 3rd and 18. And we've talked about penalties all year long for the blue and gold. And once again, they rear their ugly head. And in all likelihood, this will cost the Javelins a scoring opportunity. Down the throw, under pressure. Rolling to his right, escapes one defender, tries to get to the 40 and throw it away. I think he was out of bounds before he got rid of the football, and that'll be the call. So a couple penalties, and what was a very promising opportunity for the Kingsville offense. And instead, Julio De La Garza will set the punt. Kalen Nosif back to receive this kick at his 20-yard line. De La Garza stands at his own 29. De La Garza, line drop kick to the left. That's going to bounce at about the 25. Moving towards the sideline inside the 20. Nosif acting like he wants to pick it up, and he does, and gets to about the 15 before he is shoved out of bounds.
I'll take that.
First and 10 for West Texas. And Skylar Bonneau back in at quarterback, under center and an offside eye with 2 receivers. Handoff right for Witherspoon, who is met at the line of scrimmage by a bunch of guys wearing blue and gold. No gain, and it'll be 2nd and 10. And this time, defense has allowed exactly 0 rushing yards tonight. An outstanding job by this unit, coordinated by David Brown II. They entered tonight with the 3rd best rushing offense in the conference. And that is definitely going to go up after this evening. But got 3 receivers. This one in the backfield. Rolling left. Blitz coming. Now he's going to run. Across the 15 to the 20. Brought down by Peyton Tilley at the 24. 9-yard gain. It's 3rd and 1. Tilley just tried to shoulder Bonneau down, and the quarterback was able to stretch ahead for a couple extra yards. 3rd down and short. Hodge with Petit, Cheatham West, and Jacob Clarkson in on the D-line. Shotgun receivers. Bonneau takes the snap. Read option, hand up Witherspoon running right. He is not going to get there. In the backfield by a group that was led by Braden Robinson. And it's 4th down.
Into punt number 49, John Cummings.
Another 3 and out for West Texas. Cummings kicking it to Landez. Cummings gets it away. High punt, fair catch called for and made by Landez at the 33. Looking at that 3rd down and 1 again, it really was Peyton Tilley who came and waited. Both teams came off the right side and brought down with the swing backfield to force the punt. And it's just an example of how stingy this defense has been against the run tonight. They have been outstanding. 1 minute and 42 seconds to go in the third quarter. The Hogs had 24-9 with the ball on their own 32. Single back with two receivers. That's Jeff Carr, 5 yards behind Kate Dial. Now Troy Thomas in the fullback spot. Dial play action to throw. Looking right. Deep ball has Thomas up over the 40. He will make the catch. 25. Running away to the 15, the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Javelinas. 67 yards on that play. And Dial has his third touchdown pass of the night.
67 yards for another hometown touchdown. Brought to you by your friends at Coldwell Vector Homestead Properties Incorporated.
Just a simple play-action fake that fooled the defense, and Jordan Thomas beat Kayvon Thomas for the touchdown. That's when a bad snap, Joe Garza picks it up and runs left and is dropped deep in the backfield. So the extra point is no good. And now each team has missed the point after. The lead for Kingsville is 21. They lead 39 with 1:32 to play in the third quarter. And Jordan Thomas is now top 100 yards receiving for the third time this season. 5 grabs, 107 yards, and his 5th touchdown grab in 2017. And you can bet he's going to stay among the receiving leaders in this conference after tonight. I mentioned earlier that Aaron Wickers doesn't think there's any corner who can stay with Jordan Thomas in one-on-one coverage in this conference. And that was borne out right there. Play action fake. Kayvon Thomas bit on it. And Jordan Thomas just raced right past him. Perfect throw by Dial. Thomas caught it in stride and headed to the end zone. The Lagar's going to kick it deep to either Blank or Lloyd. Lloyd Turner, excuse me. A short pooch kick, a fair catch called for and made at the 21-yard line by Michael Clayton, a defensive lineman. And things have gotten considerably tougher for Skylar Bonneau. Bonneau, a redshirt freshman from Coppell, Texas, who is seeing his first action of his college career tonight. And he is in a pretty tough spot. 2 receivers, right single back. That is Brandon Blair. Now whistles as Bonneau receives the snap. And that is West Texas's first timeout of the night. And the stats for this evening tell a pretty definitive story. Hogs with 324 yards of total offense, more than 200 yards better than the visitors. However, only 122. Javelinas with 129 yards on the ground compared to 9 for West Texas. 195 through the air compared to 113. The Hogs have also not turned the ball over tonight, and they lead in time of possession by a margin of exactly 6 minutes. Cade Darrell tonight has been outstanding. 18 of 23, 195 yards, and 3 touchdowns, which matches a career high. That's a mark he set earlier in the season against Simon Frazier. There's plenty of time for him to get a 4th. We've got more than a quarter of football still to play. No shotgun, 2 receivers on 1st and 10. Hogs with 2 down linemen. Gonna read option, fake, now get back to throw. Looking to his right, hit as he throws. The ball flutters to the ground, incomplete. Trying to get it to Markel Stewart Gillespie. And the pressure put on by the Havlins made that a little bit more difficult for Minot. 2nd and 10. Ball on the West Texas 22. 2 receivers again for Minot. Play action fake. Under pressure. He is sacked. Will Enriquez with the takedown at the 15. A loss of 7. 3rd down and long. And the Hawks just adding to their total. That's their 6th sack of the night. 3rd and 16. Less than a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. 3 receivers for Minot. Rolling right. Blitz coming. Makes one miss. Now running to his left. Has a man open deep. Trying to hit Nassif. The 45 caught it. Brought down across midfield at the 46-yard line. Josh Wilson with the tackle. And once Minot started with the scramble drill, Nassif just headed deep. And no one from the Javelinas had an eye on him. And Minot converts on the 3rd and 16, gain of 38. Single back, 2 receivers, Jeremy Garcia and Markel Stewart Gillespie. Single back is Brandon Blair. Minot hands up to Blair, running right to the 45-yard line. He is met right there. Tackled by Trevor Moses. And that will be the final play of quarter number 3. 15 minutes left in this when the Javelinas lead 30-9 as we go to the 4th quarter. You are listening to Wild 105.5 FM, KTA 91.1, also on JavelinAthletics.com. Thank you for tuning in on this Saturday evening. The 6th game on an 11 contest for the Hawks.
Nation. I'm Chris Zamorano with the Javelina
looking for their
Broadcast
2nd win of the season
at College Night Out,
and their
hosted by
first
the Arts
in
and
Lone
Science
Star
Department.
Conference
Let's see
competition.
what's going on.
Next week, we will be at UT Permian Basin for a 6 o'clock kickoff. Pregame show at 5:45. And we'll be bringing all the action to you live from Ratliff Stadium. Second and 9 from the Javelinas 45. West Texas trails 30-9. First play of the 4th quarter upcoming, but on the shotgun play fake to Blair. Looking over the middle now, under pressure, running right, avoids one tackler and throws it away. Trevor Moses and then Marcus Spurlock putting on the heat. And it's 3rd down and 9. But no start the 2nd half for West Texas. After Justin Hodling began the game and went just 6 of 13 for 113 with a touchdown. But no, it's just 1 of 3 since coming in. This have 6 carries for 12 yards. Hand off to Blair up the middle across the 40 to the 39-yard line. He'll be about 4 yards short of the 1st down marker. But this is probably 4 down territory for Hunter Hughes and his offensive coordinator, Ryan McDonough. Beno opens in shotgun with 3 receivers. Two to the left and 1 man to the right. That is Peyton Gonzalez on the right side. Blitz being shown by the Javelinas. Read option, keeper by Beno, and he is well short of the first half. Brandon Jones with the tackle. And the Buffaloes turn it over on downs with 14:08 to play. And the Javelinas have had issues all year as far as red zone conversions, both on offense and on defense. Turning opportunities into points and stopping the other team shy of the end zone. They have improved and looked great in both of those areas tonight. They converted chances into scores when they've had them, and their defense has been outstanding all evening. Dialing the shotgun with 4 receivers looking to throw, looking left pass left for Nico Brown, out of his reach and incomplete. Hogs are 2 of 2 on red zone chances this evening. And West Texas is also 2 of 2, but one of those times they were held to a field goal. And the Hogs have had issues for most of the season keeping teams out of the end zone once they get inside the 20. Dial single back formation with Jeff Carr, 5 yards in the backfield, 2 receivers right. Handoff Pellerin, running left to the 40. And that's where he's brought down a 2-yard gain. 3rd down and 8. Javelinas are 6 of 12 on 3rd down tonight. And they also converted their only 4th down opportunity, which came on a 4th and goal to 1 when Dial hit Redden with the game's initial touchdown.
3rd down and 8.
13 and a half minutes to go in quarter number 4. The score, Javelinas 30, Buffaloes 9. Dial shotgun, 4 receivers. Now Pellerin motions out wide right, pass Pellerin on the flat, gets to the line of scrimmage, into the 44-yard line, forced out of bounds. Short of the marker by Trevor Michaelbus, and a punt is forthcoming. And Del Garza will come on for his 5th punt of the night. He's averaged 39.3 yards on those kicks and has dropped 2 inside the 20. Snap to Del Garza, rolls left, line drive rugby style kick, a good kick at the 10 that's going to roll though into the end zone. So 55 yards gross, 35 net. That one just moved a little bit too quickly. Not a bad kick. But a little too fast for the return man, and also didn't veer to the left like I'm sure De La Garza hoped it wouldn't go out of bounds. Now to come out to lead another drive for West Texas. Shotgun with 2 receivers. No, hand off to Witherspoon around the left side. Gets just across the line of scrimmage and is brought down by Jamar Davis after a 2-yard gain. And this has been really a completely different style of offense than we saw from West Texas in the first half. They were wide open, throwing the ball down the field. Howling had a few long completions. With Beno, this has been a very conservative attack, especially for a team that's been down by double digits the entire second half. Beno was throwing the ball just 3 times. Shotgun, 4 receivers. Play fake. Under pressure, going to run up the middle of the 25. Tackled by Peyton Tilley at the 27. 5-yard gain, 3rd down and short coming up. That's the 8th time Beno has run the ball. And even on the pass plays, there's been some sort of play action or like a read option fake where you step back and look for a receiver. There have been very few just straight passing plays without any deception for Skylar Bonneau. Shotgun, back to throw, looking to his right. Quick pass right. Caught the 30-yard and that's a first down as Peyton Gonzalez with the reception. Gain of 6. And West Texas moves the chains. That's their 8th first down of the evening. 11.5 minutes to play. We are in the 4th quarter. And Kingsville leads by 21. Two receivers left. Witherspoon to the right of Bonneau on the shotgun. Haviland with 2 down linemen showing a blitz. Bonneau to throw. Here comes the blitz. Looking right. Pass short hops. Pamay. Second down and 10. This defense has allowed a few long pass plays, but those all came in the first half. Other than that, they have been outstanding. I should say all in the first half, with the exception of the one 38-yard completion in the second half from Bonneau to Nosif. 4 receivers, shotgun formation. West Texas moving from left to right. Plastic fake, quick pass to the right, flat. Rushing ahead is Johnson to the 38. Tackled by Peyton Tilley. 4-yard gain. 3rd down and 6. West Texas 5 of 12 on 3rd down tonight. They've been pretty efficient. They came into this game converting just 34% of their 3rd down situations, so they've been a little bit better this evening. 3rd and 6 here, but now rolling left. Under pressure. Goes to the middle, has a man, incomplete. Was trying to hit Gonzalez again, but there was some contact that might have come before the ball arrived. But there was no flag thrown. And it's 4th down. John Cummings will send off his 6th punt of the day. Landez awaits it at his own 20. Cummings a short kick that's going to bounce around the 30. And now it takes some Buffalo bounces inside the 20. And Dubuque will begin this drive at the 19. 1st and 10, they lead by 21 with 10:17 to go in the 4th quarter. And they appear to be on their way to their first home win of the season. And it has been, as a result of the risk of sounding very cliche, it's been a result of really good play on both sides of the ball. The offense has been outstanding. Cade Dial has been nearly flawless tonight. Jordan Thomas with over 100 yards receiving, and the defense has been great as well. They've collapsed the pocket to the tune of 5 sacks. And they've also limited West Texas to 180 yards total offense. They have shut them out so far in the second half.
The new 6-man attack includes benefits such as reserve back seating, and
they've gotten sacks from Tommy Chavez, Will Petit, Brandon Jones, Will Enriquez, and also Caleb Valentine and Trevor Moses have split a sack. And we will hear from the defensive coordinator for the Hogs on Monday. David Brown II will be on the Javelina Coaches Show, which is from 6 to 7 every Monday at the Green Jay Bar and Grill. Darren Wilkinson will be there as well, the head coach for this team. And with basketball season right around the corner, we'll spend some time with Wade Scott, head coach of women's basketball for Dubuque. All that from 6 to 7 on Monday at the Green Jay Bar and Grill. Come out and join us on Monday evening. Dial opens this possession with 3 receivers. And Keith Whiteley in the backfield once again. Coming in motion is Marcus Younger. The jet sweep around the left side. Cuts the field across the 20 to the 25-yard line. 6-yard gain. And Wilkinson has utilized the jet sweep several times tonight. They gave it to Jordan Thomas once. Devin Milburn had a long run that was wiped out by a penalty. And now Younger, who had over 100 yards against Midwestern State, carries for a gain of 6, 2nd down and 4. Kingsville up by 21. Less than 10 minutes to go in the final quarter. Pistol formation, dial the throw. Quick pass left for Thomas. He's got it and tiptoes out of bounds right at the marker. And that will be enough for a 1st down. And those are exactly the kind of passes that Dallas has been throwing all night. Passes to Thomas, to Jordan Thomas, or Torrey Thomas, or Staley Redden, where they just basically run 5 yards, turn around, and the ball is waiting for them. And West Texas has almost conceded those plays all evening. And Dial and company have been all too happy to take advantage. And now the Javelinas will use their first timeout of the 2nd half with 9:25 to go. The score of the Javelinas 30 and the Buffaloes 9. And all you really need to do is look at Dial's stat line tonight to see the game plan for the offense this evening. Dial 20 of 26 for 206 and 3 touchdowns. They have the one big clip, the 68-yard touchdown pass to Jordan Thomas. Other than that, it's been a dink and dunk. They have nickel and dime West Texas to death tonight with just short passes to the sideline or over the middle. And part of the reason they're able to do that is because they have a guy like Jordan Thomas. West Texas has to respect Thomas's ability to take the top off a defense to outrun anyone, which is exactly what he did on the long touchdown. So as a result, they play off of him, and Dial and company just take these 5-yard completions, and they've done that really well this evening. And that has been really the main reason for their success tonight. That's why they're up by 21 points. Single back, 2 receivers right, 2 tight ends left, with Younger in the backfield behind Carr. He'll take the handoff, head left, across the 30 to the 34, brought down by his ankles. Tackle made by Dalen Young. 4-yard gain by the redshirt freshman who carried the ball 17 times for 116 yards against Midwestern State. That game was 3 weeks ago. Younger has not seen a lot of playing time since then, but between Pellerin and Carr, they've played really well. They've done a really good job running the ball. They haven't really needed Younger. A quick pass right for Thomas to the 38-yard line. Tackled maybe a yard short of the marker by Isaiah Barnett. Thomas with a touchdown to his credit tonight. That is his 5th catch. And Hawks go without a huddle. Shotgun with 4 receivers on 3rd and 2. And Younger cuts right at the first down, twisting through tacklers to the 45, down to the 48-yard line. And that's 10 yards and a fresh set of downs. 17th first down of the night for his offense. And Younger seeing some action. That is his 3rd carry. And he has 19 yards. Pistol again with 2 receivers as we tick under 8 minutes to go. Dial looking over the middle. Quick pass right for Aaron Dilworth. And he's got that one for a gain of 14. That's Dilworth's 2nd catch of the night. He's become a bigger part of this offense as the season has gone on. 5 catches last week for 75 yards and a touchdown. And he has 2 catches for 33 yards now. Single back, now an offside line with Reynolds in the backfield. One receiver, Dial hands off. Younger on the left side. Trying to get behind a blocker across the 35 to the 32. Great job by Torrey Thomas. Just stayed on his man, Chad Slatinsky. And Younger got right behind him and started pushing. And picked up 5 yards. And you can really see in a play like that how tired this West Texas defense is. When you don't have energy, it's tough to get off blocks. Like Slatinsky couldn't get off Thomas's block right there. 2nd and 5. Dial looking over the middle. Deep down the field for caught at the 15, inside the 10, brought down by Slatinsky and Barnett at the 8. 1st down and 10. And Posada with his first catch of the season. And that's a big one, set up 1st and goal. Attack on one more touchdown for a good measure. Single back, 3 tight ends. Younger the deep man. Reynolds in motion from right to left. It's Younger. Left side, comes to the middle. Inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Javelinas. And the Cannons go on for the 5th time tonight. That is sweet music to the ears of Darren Wilkinson and the rest of this coaching staff. And this is the way they expect the offense to perform in every game this season. They were one of the top scoring offenses in the Lone Star Conference last year. As the flag goes down the extra point. And they have not been happy with the point total so far this season as Brandon Jones gets called for a false start on the PAT. Back about 5 yards. And to see this team come out and play this well, this really, watching this team every week, you knew that they were capable of putting on performances like this just by the way they've been able to move the ball, whether it was against Midwestern or against Angelo State. They just had things go wrong on drives. That's been the reason they haven't been able to put up more points. As Garza's extra point is good. So 6:15 to play in this one. The Javelinas lead 37-9. And this is their highest point total of the season, so past the 35 they had against Simon Frazier. And you knew that if they kept moving the ball as well as they had against teams like Midwestern and Angelo, eventually they'd have a night where everything clicked and they were able to convert point drives into points, and they put up a big number on the scoreboard, which is what they've done tonight. Now remember, after the game, visit JavelinaAthletics.com for a full recap of tonight's action. And on Monday, we'll be talking about this game a lot with Darren Wilkinson, the head coach, and the defensive coordinator, David Brown, II. And thank you for joining us on this Saturday night at Javelina Stadium. Javelina Athletics at Wild 105.5 as well as KTAI 91.1 are your home for everything Javelina sports. And remember to join us next week at UT Permian Basin for our broadcast, which will begin at 5:45, followed by a 6 o'clock kickoff. Blank and Turner. Set to receive another kickoff from Dela Garza. And that touchdown run for Younger, it should be mentioned, that's his first touchdown as a Javelina, his first touchdown in collegiate competition. So a big moment for the redshirt freshman. It's Dela Garza. A short pooch kick that angled to the right side, taking my blank to the 15, right side to the 20, to the 25 to the 30, across the 30 to the 33-yard line. He is taken down there. And Skylar Bonneau and company will start off there with 6:10 to play. 412 yards of offense for the Javelinas tonight. Dial 23 of 29, 249 yards passing. And also Dial has not been sacked once. The offensive line has kept his jersey clean. And that's just how the coaching staff likes it. And now Hodling is back in the shotgun under pressure, rolling left. Has some room to run, tries to get outside, cuts the field to the 35, and brought down by Jacob Clarkson at the 38-yard line. Gain of 6. So after a short hiatus, Hodling returns to the signal caller spot. He went 6 of 13 in the first half, 113 yards and a touchdown to Kalen Nossoff. Shotgun formation again, under pressure. He will be sacked. That was Nick Stiff on the blitz who brought him down. And that'll back up the Buffaloes to 3rd and 10. Shotgun, 2 receivers. Peyton Gonzalez and Avery Lewis both on the right side. Single back, that's Witherspoon. Hogs have blitzed West Texas to death tonight. And now a whistle and a timeout for the Buffs. So they take a TO with 5:01 to play. That's their second of the second half. They trail 37-9.
Wild 105.5. Your flag by safety.
And player of the game announced it is K. Dial, deservedly so. One look at his stat, 23-29 for 249 and 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. And he's commanded an offense that has not turned the ball over once tonight. When we talk about the flashes of brilliance we've seen from K. Dial, that has basically been what we've seen from here tonight across this entire game. Coach talking about consistency, and Dial has been 100% consistent this evening. Shotgun, 3 receivers, 4 Hodling. Redshirt freshman from Artesia, New Mexico. And the blue and gold showing blitz again. Here they come. Hodling to throw. Over the middle. Dropped. Right in the breadbasket of Avery Lewis at the 45, and he had room to run 2, but couldn't pull it in. 4th down and 10. And it's just not gone the right way for West Texas tonight. Their offense has had trouble protecting the quarterback. Their offensive line has had a really difficult evening. And their defense has really been under the gun. As Cummings with the punt to Landez, who catches it going backwards to the 15. Running left, gets a block. Left side of the 15, trying to outwit a couple defenders and cannot. And it's tackled right there at the 15.
1st and down, Javelina. Right now, number 8, Nico Brown.
Punt to 53 yards by Cummings. That's his second best boot of the night. With 4:44 to go and a 28-point lead. O'Reilly will come onto the field here in the 4th quarter.
Now in quarterback.
Pistol formation. Riley with 4 receivers. Read option handoff. And a gain of about a yard. Riley in the shotgun. three receivers. Riley left that in the air, but caught across the 20-yard line by Alan Smith. That'll be a 4-yard gain.
And on the tackle, number 44, 8 minutes.
Riley handoff, bring up the middle towards the marker, but brought down after a gain of about a yard. And that will make it 4th down. 3.5 minutes to play.
Fourth down and about 2 for the Huggies. Back to receive punt for the
Julio De La Garza to punt. Nosov back to receive as we are under 3 minutes to play. Had 37-9 line drive kick, bounced to the 42 towards the Javelina, towards the West Texas end zone, and rolls to a stop at the 29. As Nosov battles with a couple of guys to see who's going to touch the ball first, but it is down by the Javelinas. That's a 48-yard punt by De La Garza. Hogs will move to 2-4 on the season and 1-3 in the LSC. West Texas will be 1-3 in the LSC as well, and they will have a record of 2-4, just the same. Snap to Hoderling. Deep ball on the right side, trying to hit Garcia. And the pass is incomplete, but a flag comes out. And they might get either Landez or Guillory for pass interference. And they get that penalty on the junior Guillory. And all three of the corners for the Hogs, Gerard Sanders, Josh Wilson, and Justin Guillory, who are active tonight, have played pretty well, not just this evening, but all season. Been very reliable for David Brown on this defense. They have to be, because the blitz that this team sends is huddling back to throw. Quick pass right for Witherspoon, who sheds a tackle and moves ahead, and he's got a first down. As he stumbled for about 6 yards there and got to the 44. And the Chains will move with 2.5 minutes to go. All these corners in this defensive system have to be able to play in man coverage with the amount of time that David Brown is missing. Each corner has to be able to play man coverage, and they've done a good job of that this season. Holland throw. Looking to his right. That's intercepted by Landis at the 35. Running right to the 35. And it's brought down to about the 34. The 8th interception of the year for the Javelinas. That is the best in the LSC. Landis adds to it there with his first pick of the season. That's the 4th interception of the year thrown by Hoderling, and that is in all likelihood the end to what has been a very frustrating evening for West Texas. Riley Anderson of 35. Handoff, runner goes right and is met at the line of scrimmage. Tackle for no gain. This should be the beginning of what is a week that'll involve a little less stress for Darren Wilkinson, or at least a week that's a little more enjoyable than the last 3. As the Hogs stop their 3-game skid and get back in the win column. And no better place to do it than right here at Javelina Stadium in front of the home fans. Riley, quick pass right flat that he just throws into the ground. And a frustrated Riley turns his head up to the sky. And it's 3rd and 10. An odd decision there to pass it by 28 with about 90 seconds to play. I'm assuming with such a short pass, Wilkinson probably felt to himself, there's no way he can miss this throw, right? But that's just football, ain't it? Pitch right. Runner trying to get around the corner and is tackled at the 46. The 36, so maybe a yard gain. And they mark him down in bounds. The clock will keep running. Would have thought with just 2:02 to play that 3 kneel downs would have sufficed right there. But that's why Darren Wilkins is the coach and I'm not. Tonight averaging 378 yards of total offense. They surpassed that. They're at 420. They averaged 245 through the air. They're at 253 and 133 on the ground. They're at 167. So this has been, as a delay game penalty is called, this has been a banner evening for this offensive unit. And the offensive line was allowed just 1 sack left against Angelo State. They're going to end this game with 0 sacks allowed. And talking to Coach Wilkinson, before last week's game, as the ball is pulled and recovered by West Texas at the 38-yard line, and now flags go down as that hit was made by, I believe, Christian Taylor, and he gets, or make that Brett Hurdle, excuse me, so he gets some congratulations from his teammates and pats on the back. In speaking to Coach Wilkinson before the Angelo State game, he mentioned how this was kind of a patchwork offensive line. They had a couple injuries. They were playing some guys. Maybe they didn't expect to play so early. They were hoping to redshirt. And they get Hurdle for unsportsmanlike conduct. But they were in a situation with the offensive line where they didn't hope they would be in at the beginning of the season. But these guys who have come in and played well, the unit tonight started with Jake Wallace, Stuart Sanchez, Ralph Rubacaba, Omar Wilkins, and Armando Castillo. They have been great. And just ask Kay Dowell how good they've been. It's a lot easier when you can throw from a clean pocket. And the offensive line, 2 weeks in a row, has done its job and done it really well. And that's the reason this team has 37 points tonight. Hodling rolls left under pressure. He's going to try and run. And he is tackled about a yard in the backfield. That will be a sack. And I think that was Jamar Davis with the sack. And that will probably be the last play of this one. Although Hodling seems in a hurry to get one more snap off. As the clock is down to 2, and they get it off. Hodling throw. At left, incomplete, intended for Witherspoon, and that is how this one will end. The Havillanders pick up their second win of the season. They moved 2-4 and 1-3 in the LSC as they defeat the West Texas A&M Buffaloes by a score of 37-9. We're going to take one more break here on the Havillanders Sports Network and Wild 105 and KTAI. We'll be back to wrap everything up, and we'll get you set for next week at Permian Basin. All that and more on the postgame show. Don't go away.
2 o'clock versus Midwestern. Thank you all for being here tonight. Folks from Canyon, please have a safe trip home. Thank you. And we will see you next time. Good night.